What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just, back getting another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. I want to start by saying thank you everyone for subscribing. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and bell so I post another video. Follow me on Twitter. Let's get me in the description. So today we're going to be doing my manga haul. So this is going to be everything that I picked up in the month of July. And I gotta say, I am super excited because I did pick up some good stuff. I didn't pick up a lot this time, but I really picked up some really good stuff. Some stuff that I've been really dying to read. And I can't wait to share with y'all. So let's get started. So the first thing I picked up was the complete set of Fire Punch. So here's Fire Punch Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7, and finally Volume 8. So I did get a good deal on the complete set of Fire Punch, so I decided to pick it all up. Now I have read this already on the Viz Manga app. I gotta say, this series is insane. If you don't know, it's by Tatsuki Fujimoto. So obviously Fujimoto created, Chainsaw Man, Look Back, Goodnight Eerie. So Fujimoto, I wouldn't say I'm personally a Fujimoto fan, but I do really enjoy Fire Punch. I really did like the series. I did obviously enjoy Look Back and Goodnight Eerie as well. I liked the first part of Chainsaw Man. After the hiatus, when it came back, I wasn't feeling the reset of it. I didn't like it too much, but I dropped Chainsaw Man a while ago at this point. But I gotta say, it's hard for me to describe Fire Punch specifically because this series is just insane. I mean, you can read the first volume of the series and you will not know how it ends. Basically everything that happens within the first volume, or even the first couple volumes, it gets spun out to oblivion. I mean, this is one of the most crazy, chaotic series I've ever read, and I gotta say that's what really is like the draw to it, because it's so insane, it's so out there, like you don't know what's going on. This is like good storytelling in the way that everything's just unpredictable, but at the same time it's a little bit bad because it's almost like Fujimoto threw stuff at the wall and then some stuff stuck, some stuff didn't, and it was all just a crazy, like, bombastic mess. So I can give like the gist of Fire Force, kind of. So in this, it's a post-apocalyptic world where a snow witch just turned basically the entire earth into an ice age. So you have the main character, who I think his name is Agni. And yeah, it's Agni, and he is able to regenerate. So he can just regenerate his limbs, and actually he is so poor in his village that he cuts off his own arms and legs and feeds it to the people in his village. And they just grow right back. He does feel all the pain and things like that, and he's just trying to help out his villagers. And then the military come by and they see, these people are cannibals. They're eating human flesh. So the general, he has the ability to basically set anything on fire and it will burn forever until it's completely extinguished. So he burns down the entire village, kills Agni's sister, and then sets Agni on fire. Now the thing is that because Agni can regenerate, he's basically perpetually on fire. So once the general sets Agni on fire, he is basically just on fire and he feels all that pain. He's just constantly being burned away and regenerating. And I think it took him about either it was 8 or 10 years of him just like in one spot constantly burning until he basically had no pain receptors essentially, and he was just able to move again. And so now he's on this revenge quest so that he can kill the general, and now he's just perpetually on fire in this ice post-apocalyptic world. That's the gist of basically what happens in Volume 1. I know some people may like that type of description. That's what really drew me in as well. But I gotta tell you, that's not remotely what the story is about. It's insane. Like, you can't describe what goes on in Fire Punch because everything is just so crazy. But I gotta say, it is worth the read, especially if you have the Viz Manga app. I think you have to read it on Viz Manga's website specifically because it's rated M for mature, M for mature, and rightfully so because this series is insane. So I do highly recommend, if you have the Viz Manga app, read it on the website. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. It may not be for everyone just because of how crazy and bombastic things can get, but I really enjoyed the series. It was nice, it was fun, and it was just like a nice, quickish read. It's only 8 volumes, so it wasn't too big of a commitment, but I do say I did enjoy it a lot, but this series is not for everyone. Definitely try it out if you've been a fan of Fujimoto. You kind of know their style. Check it out. If you otherwise, probably steer clear from it. That's what I think anyway. So after all of Fire Punch, I finally did it. It's been a while, but I finally got volume 20 of Call of the Night. Ko is a human. He wants to give up his life and become a vampire. In order for Nazuna to turn into a vampire, Ko needs to fall in love with her. I gotta say, I absolutely love Call of the Night. This was the final volume that I was missing. But here's the kind of problem. This is volume 20, the final volume. As of recording this, Call of the Night actually came back with the Paradise arc. I don't really like when manga creators do that. Like, you have the final volume and then I'm assuming it's going to be like a 21st volume. I don't know if it's only coming back for that one arc specifically. I don't know. I am currently enjoying the Paradise arc because I love Call of the Night. It's one of my favorite series I've ever read. And it's just, the Paradise arc shows me why I loved it. And so far, nothing has really happened, but I don't know, just reading the series with Ko, with all the characters, is absolutely amazing. So here's finally volume 20. So currently, I have all of Call of the Night. I am still reading it at the moment. I can't wait to just finish my reread. Call of the Night is one of those series that is a little bit hard for me to recommend because it has a little bit of everything, but it is a little more towards like the slice of life stuff, which I know a lot of people really don't like. It takes a certain kind of person to really enjoy the more mundane slice of life stuff when it comes to like these vampires. But it has a little bit of everything. That's why I do love Call of the Night so much. It has beautiful art. The story is amazing. You have a little bit of action, some slice of life. You have a little bit of harem. You have some like I think I said action already, but you have a whole bunch of different genres. You have a little bit of horror here and there. It's a nice, just chill series. It has very, very small amounts of everything, and because of that, I think that's what really drew me in. Aside from the atmosphere of it all, because the entire series, obviously they're vampires, so it takes place at night. And all the manga panels, they look very, very beautiful. And you can really see the distinction when they're drawing like the nighttime panels. And just the world of Tokyo looks very nice. And especially because normally it's only Ko and Nazuna because, it's night, not everyone's really outside. So normally it's just them two like traversing Tokyo and just like relaxing, doing whatever they want to do. And then, the craziness comes into play with, like the vampire community and things like that. So it's a nice, amazing read. I do really enjoy it. I do highly recommend Call of the Night to everyone. This one's another one. It's on the Viz Manga. That's where I read everything. And so I'm basically just doing a reread of the physical since I got all of the stuff. And it ended up being in my top 3 manga I've ever read. So that is saying a lot. I do gotta say, my taste is a little bit different. It's a little bit weird than most people I know. But for a series to be in my top 3, I think it gotta be good. I'm just saying. But just don't take my word for it. Definitely give it a try. Next thing I picked up, and I'm a little bit bittersweet, it's Witch Hat Atelier Volume 1. Coco's a human who accidentally kills her mother with a magic spell, so then she gets adopted by a witch who's going to teach her how to use magic so she can use it to save people's lives. Now, when I say this is a little bittersweet, it's because, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love Witch Hat Atelier. I did read a little bit of it online, and I gotta say, this has one of the best arts I've ever seen in any manga series. The art for Witch Hat Atelier is just amazing, and I absolutely love it. It's very more slice of life fantasy than you would think. And I tried to put my girl onto it. She wasn't liking it. She really loves fantasy, but she didn't like the slice of life elements here because it's really just Coco learning how to wield magic, learning about the world. And it has very good world building in here. Now, when I say it's bittersweet, it's because I picked up Volume 1, right? And of course, Kodansha wants to announce the Grimoire editions for, Witch Hat Atelier. So those I think are going to be, I think they're either 2-in-1s or 3-in-1s. They're going to be hardcovers. I don't know if I'm going to pick those up. I'll be completely honest. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off on picking up like any more Witch Hat Atelier for now until I actually see like the Grimoire editions in person. I kind of did say I wanted to stay away from hardcover manga, but I don't know. Witch Hat Atelier is one of those series that like it it may be better in that hardcover format because it's in a just amazing, beautiful series. Like the art is probably some of the best like art I've ever seen in manga. It's really up there with to me anyway, with things like Vagabond, with things like Berserk, like as far as the artwork. And I gotta say, the story itself is nice. It's fantastical. I think a lot of people really love Witch Atelier. I don't remember if the anime is out. I know it was definitely announced. I don't know if it was out, but definitely I highly recommend Witch Atelier. It's a nice, just chill, relaxing series that I really do think a lot of people are going to enjoy. Especially once the anime comes out, I'm not gonna be surprised, if it just takes the whole internet by storm. But now I'm in a bit of a conundrum because I don't know. Do I want to hold off and get the Grimoire editions, or do I want to stick with the soft covers? Because I do also love like the regular covers too. I don't know. I'm thinking about it at this point, especially I gotta think ahead because I don't have that much space on my shelf right now. I keep saying that I gotta get another shelf, so that's a whole other problem there. But that's my problem. I don't know which one I'm gonna get yet. Definitely I have to find out when the Grimoire editions are releasing, because once I actually hold the Grimoire edition in my hand and actually look through it, probably at Barnes & Noble, me, then I'm going to finally decide, okay, I'm either gonna just pick up the hardcovers, or I'm just gonna go with the soft paperbacks. I think right now I am leaning more towards the paperbacks, just because I do really love the covers, and then I just like reading paperbacks a little bit more. So that's what I'm leaning right now, but my mind is open. And the last thing I picked up, I again am super, super excited. That's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steelball Run Volume 1. So this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steelball Run Volume 1, the rebooted world after the insane run of Stone Ocean. I am super excited for this, and I finally picked it up. It took a while. I could not for the life of me find this series. It was sold out everywhere. I'm so excited I finally got to pick this up. Now, if you don't know, at the end of Part 6, Stone Ocean, basically the world gets rebooted, and this is essentially a soft reboot of the JoJo world, so Steelball Run. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I read this volume. I didn't like it. I know, Steelball Run I've heard is like the best JoJo part there is. Honestly, I did not like this first one. I'm a JoJo fan, so I'm gonna collect all of Steelball Run. I'm gonna continue to read it, but I'm a little bit scared. I'll be completely honest. I don't know. Like, what I didn't like about this series was that one, JoJo is not JoJoing. The JoJo that's in here is not. First of all, this is not even JoJo. So that's one. Two, it's a race. I don't know what's going on after that. I have not read any of JoJo. I'm a little bit concerned. I wanted this to be good. Maybe I overhyped myself a little bit. I'm just going to take a deep breath. I'm going to continue to read the series one volume at a time. And hopefully, this does not end up being my worst series. So far, I do not hate any JoJo series. I have a list of what are my favorites, but right now I don't hate any of them. I do like every single part. My least favorite is Part 3, only because it's too long. But only because it's too long. I think basically, like, when they get to Egypt in Part 3, and then there's another whole half after that, it's too much already. So that's my only gripe of Part 3. Other than that, I really do enjoy it. This was scary for me. I will say that. I'm keeping an open mind, but it's going to need a lot of help from me. I'll be completely honest. We'll see. I'll keep you updated with Part 7. I am just reading it when I get the physical, so we'll see where it goes from there. So that was everything I picked up in the month of July. I gotta say, I am really excited with what I picked up. The only one thing I'm worried about, like I said, is JoJo, but I'm going to do what all manga readers do. Give it the 3-volume rule. And unfortunately, because it's JoJo, if I don't like it, I'm going to continue to buy it, continue to read it. Damn. I know what I got myself into. So, that's everything I picked up in the month of July. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't a lot. I know I had some thoughts, some controversial thoughts, about like Fire Punch and JoJo calling it night. this video was crazy. I'm glad you guys got this far. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the buzzer to post another video. Follow me on Twitter. Links could be in the description. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.